Welcome back to Plant Revelations on this snowy day in November. This is just a quick video and we're going to do one on tips and tricks to get your plants through the snow. Hello there. Well, it's a rather cold November day. Got a bit of snow here in East Midlands in the UK, which is unusual for us. And I know that you Americans and Canadians are thinking this is not proper snow. And you're right, it's just a smattering, but for us it's a lot. So today I'm going to talk about how you can get your plants through the snow. As you can see behind me, I've got cordylines, we've got Trachycarpus, and a banana, hardy banana. And we're going to talk about how I get some of these plants through this snowy weather and things you can do even when you've maybe missed the boat for protecting them. So this plant here is a palm, and it's actually from the Himalayas, so it's pretty hardy. It's Trachycarpus fortunei. Now, it should be hardy down to minus 20 Celsius. We only got down to -3 last night. So this shouldn't be a problem, but the snow itself can cause structural damage, and it can bend down the leaves and they never quite recover. And it takes a long time for it to grow new leaves. So the simplest thing to do is just literally give it a shake the snow off, and as you can see, these leaves will spring back like that. And you can do that with lots of plants. This thing down here is called a Beschorneria Jocoides quicksilver, and this is more of a problem for this plant. It's probably only hardy down to -5 to -10 Celsius. And the important thing is just to get in there and get the snow in, because it's not the cold and dry that kills it, it's the cold and wet. So what we want to avoid is when this melts in the daytime and then freezes again at night, the water will go into the crown and you just get this constant melting and freezing, and that will just rot the centre. So you get as much of that out of there as you can while it's nice dry snow. You can probably use a brush or something like that. Get out there if you can. That will massively increase the chances of it surviving. Now, over here you see we've got the border lines. We'll just pan around here. The green ones are pretty hard, but they have a similar problem. You can just give them a shake. No need to whack them, and that will just stop the snow melting, freezing. And it's even more important with the cordylines that have got colour in the leaves, the red and the variegated ones. They're nowhere near as hardy as the green ones. Literally all you need to do, this is a very rare Kniphofia northii from South Africa. Giant poker that looks like an outlet. Again, we do the same thing. And that will just make a huge difference. The Tetrapanax, we can just do what we did with the Trachycarpus. The chances are, probably should have wrapped that bit of, this often happens top bar. Right? Chances are they'll be fine, isn't it? It's pretty hard. And then down here, we've got the Melianthus major from South Africa. Again, give it a shake. You see it's a springle. This is root hardy to about -10. There's a ginger there. Just took that out of the way. I should have wrapped this up, but I didn't. But it will take down to sort of -10. We're only getting -3. The leaves after this snow will go black. This one here with the flower on is getting chopped down to the ground anyway because it's monocarpic, and once they flower they die. But this one behind it I will wrap it up. I expect the leaves to go black. There's no point in touching it now or wrapping it while it's snowing. I'm just going to let more cold in. I'll chop this down to here and literally just wrap it with some dead leaves and some pencil. I might even do a video on that one, and it will be fine. Last year I did it and it was frozen solid, and it came through, as you can see, so I'm not too worried about that. So those are just some quick tips you can do with some of the more tender subjects in the garden. I recommend with things like this yucca, you use something like a rake to get the snow out, because otherwise you might end up spiking your hands. I've just been giving some more of these trackies a bit of a shake. A bit on this one through. Now, I don't know if you can see behind me, but this is covered in snow. So it's not a problem like this. But obviously if we get a big dump of snow, I'm standing on this wall in the snow, probably not a good idea. If we get a big dump of snow on top of this, it might get a bit heavy. So at some point, I'm going to have to think about getting a brush and just pulling some of this down to take the weight off the glass, because what I don't want is it to smash the glass or crack the glass with the weight. Now in here, this is quite funny because in here I've got some of my treasured plants. Hang on. Right, so I'm in the greenhouse now and it's actually really warm. This snow is acting like a blanket, but you can see there's a problem here. Got the window open and we've got a bit of water, and the snow's melting and dropping on the plant, which is what we do not want. Now the reason I have the windows open is, there we go. The reason I have the windows open normally is for air. As you can see, this greenhouse is absolutely rammed, and got bananas, lemon trees, Ioniums, cacti, lots of palm seedlings, agaves, hardy gingers, small tree ferns, crinums. But you can see that window was open and it was dripping melted snow on that, and that is the real danger. The windows and doors in this greenhouse are open all winter unless it snows or it rains a lot and it's going to freeze the next day, because it's not the cold and wet, it's not the cold and dry, sorry, that kills plants, it's the cold and wet. So it's really important to keep them dry. So I've shut those windows now. The vents are still open, that'll let a bit of air in. And as soon as this snow melts, I shall open these doors and windows up. It doesn't matter if it's cold, if it's in the minus temperatures. And that way, since I've started doing that, I used to just be concerned about the cold, but since I've kept the windows open, the survival rate of my cacti and succulents and palms and whatnot has been really high. I barely lose anything. So the odd thing, you're always going to get the odd condensation spot. I seem to get one over there, sort of thing, in that corner, and it just drips down on one or two plants and I lose them. Probably where that Ionium is. I probably need to move that Ionium. But yeah, you do get the odd sort of problem spots in the greenhouse, but you learn to realise where they are and move them. Anyway, greenhouse tips for you there. Thanks for watching. I know it's a bit of a rough video, but it's not really tripod weather. It's been snowing whilst I tried to get my tripod out, and then everyone's scraping the drives and stuff. But please like and subscribe. I am going to get a decent video out soon. And stay warm. And remember, it's no problem.